Imaginary Friends panel. I'm Craig McCracken, creator, executive producer. This is my wife, Lauren Faust, the supervising producer and head writer. Keith Ferguson, the voice of Blue. Creator of Lyle, Frankie, and Goo. The amazing Tom Kenny as Eduardo. And we've got Eric Pringle. He's the animation director for our Burbank Animation Flash unit. And at the end of the table is Khaki Jones, our point person on Foster's and the vice president of series at Cartoon Network. So I guess I've been told the way we're going to handle this is just kind of open it up to questions for everybody. There's a mic in the center for whoever wants to come up. I've got
First time I saw the show was the one with cheese, and I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical at first, but I did not miss an episode. It's the single most funny series I've ever watched.
Cool, thanks.
Do you have any plans on bringing out a series DVD, like seasons?
Yeah, there's talks about that right now, and we're hoping like sometime early next year there'll hopefully be season sets that'll be released. So, yeah, definitely.
The show is amazing.
Thanks.
Part of me doesn't want to see any of you do the voices. Two-part question. One, when is Coco getting her own show? Yeah. And two, is voiceover work mainly got through, do you usually get it through demos or through like your resume?
Yes? Doing this?
He's looking for a job. That wasn't really a question. That's how do I get some of your paycheck, Tom? First of all, by dressing up like you've done. First good step, he's wearing a tie. No, you're asking who? You got headshots. Very important in voiceover work. I was thinking. So you want to know how you who represents voiceover actors? Oh, that's a Greg.
Yeah, you make a demo tape, like an animation demo tape. You have an agent, and then they just pitch it to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a pool of talent that kind of rises to the top, and we always audition. But when we start off any new show, we always kind of bring everybody in, and we audition everybody. And for example, Keith here. We weren't finding Blue. We really needed. I knew he was got to be the star of the show, and he had to be this balance of annoying but not dislikable. And so, we were looking for this. The basic thing I had in my mind is like Owen Wilson's hyper kid brother, and that's like such a vague direction. And we were just getting people in, and whatever. And Keith does Owen's looping. I did this really great impersonation of him, and Keith came in, the last guy on the last day. We still hadn't found Blue, just the right thing, and we just said, "Can you do that faster and higher pitched?" And he nailed it, and it was like, "Oh, there's Blue out of the last guy." And so, but we had not worked with Keith before, and I don't know what Keith could probably fill you in a little more on what his work was before Foster's, but we, again, he was somebody we hadn't worked with before, new talent coming in, and has just really been part of the ensemble. And again, we have people I've been working with for years, like Tom and Gray, and so it's kind of there's a mix of both. But Keith, I don't know if you.
My experience before Foster's, I did do a lot of looping, voice matching. Owen Wilson was one that I did regularly. A lot of video games, a few commercial spots here and there, but Foster's was actually my first cartoon series. And yay.
So the short answer is, really, no matter how long you've been doing it, it just comes down to like schlepping around and auditioning and just hoping that you're the guy that gives them gives them something that they hadn't been hearing before. So it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game
because like celebrities and stuff. But it's funny because Tara Strong, who plays Mac's brother on the show, and she's also in
Terrence.
everything. Yeah, but she called me and said, "Gray, did you hear what?" Because I had gotten Frankie, and I was so excited because I loved the show so much. I was like, I was just excited. And I was on vacation. She calls me, she's like, "I have some bad news. Did you hear they went with celebrities for Fosters now?" And I was like, she had me going for like 15 minutes. I was about to cry. So.
But the other thing is, like with Tom was coming in and auditioning for everybody, and he did Eduardo, and from what I remember you saying is you were kind of embarrassed. You did this kind of Spanish cookie monster, and everybody else we had coming in was doing
that was like my last shot before they kicked me out of the room, and I just thought it was so stinky.
Right.
I just thought it was horrendous.
The first things we were looking for was really, beautiful accents and, guys who could just really be like Ricardo Montalban. And then Tom came in and did this thing, and we're like, there he is. And the day we started the sessions, he was like, I can't believe I booked this job. Really? To do that. I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
I wanted to be Mr. Harriman. I can be a fussy white guy.
Next question.
All right, first of all, I'd like to say that I thought all hope was lost for the world of cartoons until I saw Fosters.
Thanks.
And are we going to see more of Cheese, the best secondary character ever?
Yes, he's definitely coming back. He was one of those, Lauren wrote the show with him, and, I did the designs, and we just started, Candy came in to do the voice, and we were just kind of working with it. And, as she was doing the voice and we were directing it, we were basically saying, don't answer anything the way you would normally answer a question if somebody was asking that. And it kind of was just this organic thing, and this character started to come out, and then Pringle, with the animation unit here, did all the animation for him and brought him to life, and it was just like, where did this guy come from? He's great. So, we're going to definitely keep using him, as much as we can.
Hi, everybody. Like everybody else here, huge fan of the show.
Thanks.
No problem. My question is, how is it that a kid as nice as Matt can create such a jerky friend as Blue?
If you see episodes like Parties at Sweet Soiree, when Mac gets a little sugar in him, he's got an inner Blue that's even worse than Blue. So Mac is the way he is probably because he's really keeping the Blue inside of him down.
Part of him that he represses.
Yeah. We basically we found out that the two of them are kind of like the id and the ego. It's like Mac is aware of his place in the world and his actions have consequences, and Blue is just kind of raw emotion and just kind of goes for whatever does what he wants. But the main thing we've always tried to do with Blue is never make him malicious. He's never out to actively hurt anybody or do anything wrong. He's just so excited about the thing he's currently thinking about that he kind of just blows everybody over while he's attempting to do
completely
it.
oblivious to other people's feelings.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know. It just doesn't occur to date that guy.
Yeah. And it's the kind of thing we always said that if the two of them need each other, because if Mac didn't have Blue, he would stay hidden inside of his house and never talk to anybody. But if Blue didn't have Mac, the world would be destroyed. So the two of them kind of balance each other out.
Well, thank you very much.
Sure.
How old is Matt? How old was Matt Foster when he created Mr. Harriman?
I don't know. We never really picked an age, but she just kind of created him, when she was just a little kid.
6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah, just when she was a little kid, needed a playmate, at that time.
Blue rocks. And also, I was going to say I named my dog after Blue, so that's cool. And I was wondering if you guys could do a little skit with all you guys' voices.
Quick, Craig, write something. Give me a storyboard to work off of. Is your dog imaginary, by the way, or is he real?
It's real.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I would like to ask that anybody who has a question, please bring me a sandwich first. I was told there would be sandwiches up here, but all I get is water.
Oh, you just had a sandwich. I gave you mine, and Eduardo gave you his.
I need my post-sandwich sandwich!
The sandwich wasn't scary. I thought the sandwich was looking at me funny. So I had to get rid of it. It was freaking me out.
me take care of that for you.
The olive loaf had eyes.
Okay, I've got actually quite a few questions. The first one's for you, Greg. Why the bathing suit in that Space Ghost episode? I still haven't figured that out.
Neither have I. They asked me to do it. They said, Powerpuff's going to win. Will you get in a bathing suit? And I was like, yeah, all right.
That makes some sense.
And so I was like, if I'm going to get in a bathing suit, I'm going to go and get a turn-of-the-century, old-timey wool bathing suit. I'm not going
Okay, the next one's for you, Graham. I've noticed some similarities between Frankie and another character you play on another show. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm just wondering what you deal with red-headed teens.
I think one's evil and one is sweet. They're both based on the same person, which is a friend of mine in San Diego who takes care of her grandmother, takes care of all these people that she kind of brings in, and so sometimes she can be really cranky with people. And on another show, and then on this show, she can be really sweet and kind of understanding, and sometimes she loses it a little bit, but she tries to rein it in because she's basically good.
Okay, the next question's for you, Tom.
You're not going to ask me what my deal with redheaded teens is, are you? That would be really awkward.
Well, I was going to, we just answered that, but no, seriously. Thank God for not using SpongeBob's voice for Eduardo.
Thank you. That was more of an anti-SpongeBob statement than a question, but thank you.
And when I say, what's the deal with Duchess? Why is she always so cranky?
I don't know. We don't know what to do with her. That's why she doesn't show up that much.
I haven't been
Blue's a
doing
better
it
bad
so
guy
long
than
because
Duchess.
she even annoys me. I can't stand doing her. You know?
All right, that's all behind me, so thank you.
Oh no, I feel my
Voice changing. Oh my gosh. Just to bum this guy out. My name is Eduardo.
He's coming for me. I have water. Don't come any closer. I'm not afraid to use it.
This is for Keith. Hi, Keith.
Hey!
I got a text message from Laszlo that you're going to need some treats because you always forget to bring treats.
Aww, Laszlo's my cat and he has his own MySpace page. Thank you, Melody. Wow, that's my friend Melody Mooney. Doesn't she have an awesome name?
Don't eat the brown trail mix, all right?
Didn't Blue eat all the trail mix? I want to say I am completely obsessed with this show. I think it is the best show I think maybe I've ever seen. Mac Daddy and Setting a Precedent destroyed my life. I couldn't leave my apartment. I had to watch them over and over. What is 2 + 3?
42.
I want Foster's merchandise, everywhere. I want a blue shirt I can wear and, I don't know, everywhere. So it's what can you guys do to get it out even more? I want to spread the gospel of Foster's. Everybody needs to be into this show.
We have Ziploc bags, so that's out.
You can wear those. Just put your shopping cart with all your stuff around the San Diego downtown area.
But January is when the toys are coming out through Mattel. So
awesome.
They're currently working
and more licensing, shirts and apparel and stuff.
There was a lot of kind of just political stuff for the reason it took a while. We used to be part of Warner Brothers Consumer Products, but now Cartoon Network has their own consumer products division.
It's push.
And we're able to make deals with people. So we finally got through all the business rigmarole, and we're now ready to start making stuff. So starting next year, you'll see stuff. There'll be a few things trickling out later this year, a few little things, but next year it will hit.
Also, real quick, is Goo going to be a regular on the show now? I saw she was in the last episode.
Yeah, whenever we find the right space for her and she naturally fits in, we're going to keep bringing her in.
It's you have to slow her down when she speaks, because she says so many things.
I was trying to park and I didn't know what I was going to do, and then I was going to park, and then the guy said, no, you can't go, I have to register, and I didn't register, so I just came in here and I just decided to do a panel, but a panel thing, no.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
He's going to spread the gospel.
First of all, congratulations on having the wittiest cartoon in all of daytime television. And the question actually pertains to your guys' writing process, because a lot of other cartoons that we all see and everything else is kind of situational based. And since this is a show that's so character intensive, and we're all so attached to these characters, and they're all so dynamic and great, is that what really binds the writing process to create new stories, or is it still kind of based on that whole, well, what crazy situation can we create next?
No, not. All we really do is something like for this clip you saw is Blue steals the bus. What would he do? And then how would people react to that? We've tried to create characters that are strong enough that they'll tell us what's going to happen. And we try to find situations. Like we just wrote a script for an episode where the whole house is going to an amusement park, and Blue wants to get there fast, so he goes with Madame Foster and her Firebird, but she pulls into a fabric store. So across the street from the amusement park. So we're like, let's torture Blue and stick him in a fabric store with an old lady while his friends are on roller coasters for 22 minutes. So just little things of just getting the characters in a situation.
All there is, but yeah,
You can inform that a little more.
Well, yeah, but it's just like you said. It's all character. It's the thing is like it is wacky situations, but if you just throw nobody in a wacky situation, it's not funny. But if you throw an interesting character, an interesting group of characters who have interesting relationships with one another, it's just they really just kind of work themselves out. Really.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Lauren and I both come from storyboard-driven shows, and we're visual artists at our heart, and that's where we come from. We both studied animation, and we are currently writing scripts on Foster's, but we always push the visual aspects of show it, don't say it. Make sure that what you're seeing on the screen will tell the story as much as what's coming out of people's mouths.
We strive to make what's happening funny rather than just what people are saying funny. It's like we're not real big on jokes and one-liners. I mean, they're in there, but it's the situation that's funny, and the dialogue is there to support the situation.
Yeah, none of the characters on our show act like stand-up comedians. They're not there delivering punchlines.
Well, yeah, all the subtle bits that are inside of Blue, and even the subtle mannerisms of all your guys' characters, it all just screams.
Oh, and so much of it comes through the animation that Pringle and his animators do, and just bringing.
We should also. Yeah, Brian Miller, the general manager of Cartoon Network Studios, is here, and we should commend him for letting us bring animation back to the United States, because the personality and character we get out of these characters.
Keep it in the 2D realm, guys. We love you. So.
Thanks. Cool.
This question is about the animation, and is using Macromedia Flash a lot more time-saving and budget-saving for shows?
Pringle?
Yeah, I guess so, in a sense, because you're using a lot less drawings. We pretty much use, for each character, 5 drawings for every episode. So let's see, there's about 5 main characters, 5 drawings each, so about 20 drawings per episode.
So a lot of twinning is involved.
Well, the thing that it does is we by creating these assets that we can reuse over and over again, it speeds up the process of production. A lot of the steps that normally go through in a 2D overseas production is kind of taken out of it, and when the animators get the scenes, they're beginning to animate with finished on-model colored characters. There's not a layout process. There's not a rough animation cleanup, ink and paint. So all their time is put into the performance. And the more shows we do, the more assets we generate, and the more they can pull from when creating the characters. So it does definitely save time.
So I assume the whole animation team isn't very big compared to other.
What about 12 guys?
We have 12 people animating, and then myself directing those 12 people, and then 2 compositors that take the character animation and match it up with the backgrounds, and that's pretty much it. So about 14 to 16 people in the crew.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
One thing that I'm struck by when I watch the show, about the work that Eric and his guys do, is that, like the previous person was saying, that characters that are so simply drawn have so much nuance to them. Like anybody in the room could draw Blue. You know what I mean? It's not like Rembrandt or anything, but these guys do so many mannerisms and little quirks that it's pretty amazing they're able to do that with such simple forms.
Yeah, and as far as Flash animation goes in TV shows, this is the best.
Thanks.
I love the silences. I love the little silences. It's so I just laugh every time there's silence.
And as a Flash animator, and a bunch of my friends and I, we look up to you guys. So
thanks.
Thanks for keeping your clothes on.
So we're starting to run out of time soon. So we're going to try to get through everybody's questions as quick as we can. So just keep them short, and we'll keep our answers short.
Yeah, I love that episode, Craig, when you actually make your guest appearance. That was really great.
Nice.
I haven't seen that even in Powerpuff Girls, so that was pretty cool. And I was wondering if you were working on anything else new, possibly that.
No, like making a show is like a full-time commitment, and so after Powerpuff Girls and the network, Khaki and them were asking me to come up with another show. I was like, oh great, I've got to follow up Powerpuff now, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. And then eventually came up with Foster's, which was an idea I was as passionate about as Powerpuff. And I still haven't come up with anything that I'm ready to kind of devote my life to. And I still love making Foster's. Yeah, I'm not really actively trying because I'm still not done with Foster's. There's still a lot I want to do with it, so I want to keep it going.
And,
Lauren has these really cool dolls that she made called Milky Way Girls. Is that what they're called? Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls, and they're awesome. And they're going to be at FAO Schwartz at Christmas time. And she embroidered. I mean, they're incredible.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're incredible.
I paid her to say that. Milky Way and the GalaxyGirls.com.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I was just wondering, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you went to CalArts, and I was just wondering how that helped you through, getting a job through Cartoon Network or, showing your cartoons.
Well, the thing with the animation industry, it's a really close-knit group of people. I mean, it's like 1 degree of separation between everybody, basically, and you meet most of those people at school. I mean, the relationships that I formed at CalArts are still the closest relationships I have, and people I'm still currently working with today. Rob Renzetti, who's Teenage Robot, he and I are working in developing new shows at Cartoon Network, and we've known each other for like 16 years, and we were in school together. And it's just you develop these friendships, and you kind of go through the industry together. And so, yeah, it's a really great experience. And good place to go.
Thanks.
I have to ask, when you guys were kids, did any of you used to have an imaginary friend?
I didn't have one specifically that had a name, but I did talk to myself all the time. But I never had anyone that I could say was a friend for sure.
I did it just to tease my mom. We had a neighbor named Shannon, and I used to ask if Shannon could come spend the night. My mom would say no, and then I'd throw a big giant fit because I just liked acting it out. And then it would come to light that Shannon was actually my imaginary friend. She should have just said yes, and she wouldn't have to deal with my big fit. I wasn't talking about the girl next door. And so I just like to play games with people.
I didn't have an imaginary friend myself, but Bendy was actually based off of my younger brother's imaginary friend, who he used to blame whenever he pooped in his pants.
Thank you.
For me, I had 5 kids in my family, so I didn't have an imaginary friend, but I spent a lot of time imagining what being an only child would be like. How wonderful that must be.
And I was Tom's imaginary friend.
And I just pooped my pants, so Bendy, cut it out. Come on.
Oh, we have to stop.
One last one.
Yeah.
I created a new phrase for cheese.
What's his name?
Phrase.
A new phrase?
Yeah. What is it?
What is it?
I like bread.
Same food group as cereal.
So there's going to be a signing. Who's signing today? Gray and Tom's going to sign today at 6. And then
Cartoon Network booth.
who else is signing now? Just 2?
Today.
And then tomorrow, Keith and Candy, and I think Sean Marquette's going to make it. Sean Marquette, who plays Mac, is going to be there tomorrow. And Lauren and I will also be signing around 3 o'clock tomorrow. And your guys signing as well.
I think it's 3:15.
It's like 3:15, so they'll be signing right after Lauren and I. And is that it?
That's it.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. Really appreciate the support. Thank you.